Hey guys, this is going to be the week one remote learning overview. So I'm going to go over specifically what to expect for week one, which is April 13th to 17th. So again, if you are A day, then you will be completing this or starting it. Your dedicated time is Monday, 8:30 to 9:30. If you're B day, your dedicated time is 8:30 to 9:30 on Wednesday. This is going to take you longer than an hour, so really whatever works for you. Just know that's the time set aside for you to be working on this. So if you're watching this during spring break or whenever, just make sure you've already watched the remote learning expectations video. That's where I go over the exam changes and then just the general outline for what this time period is going to look like. So here we are at week one. First thing you're going to do, or not first thing, but you will read chapter 34 and chapter 35. I previously already told you guys to read these. It was optional. Now it is mandatory. We are finishing through 1945, so through period 7. So you should read those chapters. You can watch Crash Course Part 1 and 2. So great overview of World War II, militarily as well as socially, politically, doing a little bit of everything. Heimlich's history is a lot shorter. I think this one's only about 10 minutes. He's the guy that we've watched before for help on like tackling the DBQ. Tom Ritchie has lecture videos specific to chapter 34 and chapter 35 of American Pageant if you want to go through that. He's the guy who I use, like my slides are from him, a modified version of his slides. So if you're looking for a lecture similar to what you get in class, this is the closest thing. Your assignments. The first assignment will look at the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. So all assignments are posted on Google Classroom. So if we come in here, we're on classwork. Here's the organizer. All of your assignments will be due the following Sunday. So everything is assigned for this week. It's due, oh gosh, I just moved it somehow. Everything is due Sunday, 11:59 p.m., the week that it's assigned. So we open up that document. Was the internment of Japanese Americans justified during World War II? So we know Japanese Americans, along with some Italian Americans, German Americans, are Axis, like people in the United States who are descended from Axis countries. So Japanese Americans were the most interned. We're going to look at, was it justified? Was it a necessary evil in order to protect the United States? So this is just document analysis. The first one's a government newsreel, short little video. For each one, you're going to identify the date that this document was produced. Then you're going to give the reasons for internment suggested by the document. So why were Japanese Americans interned according to the document? And then what evidence do they use? So you can paraphrase or cite the evidence that's used in the document to support those reasons. Some of them will be pretty similar, these two boxes, because some of them don't have as much information as others. Do your best with that. But the whole point of this activity is analyzing documents and then summarizing the arguments that they're making. That is what a DBQ is. You analyze the documents they give you, you summarize the point that it's making, and you will use that evidence to make an argument of your own, or support an argument of your own. So this is DBQ practice at its finest. It's not officially a DBQ, but it's the same kind of process. So once you're done analyzing the documents, then you will answer the question, was the internment of Japanese Americans justified during World War II? So you're going to answer in 10 plus sentences, no formal structure. You just need to clearly state your claim and describe at least 3 pieces of specific evidence to support your claim, as well as address possible counterarguments. 10 sentences should come very easily for something like this. So you'll just do it all in this document. A copy has been made for you, and then you'll have a turn in button up here on the top right, and that is what you will turn in. Let's go back to our remote learning plan. The other assignment is the World War II Homefront DBQ. For this one, very important, you have the choice, and for all of our DBQs, you have the choice of writing just an outline or writing the entire essay. And you're like, Mr. Conway, why would anyone write an entire essay when all they have to do is write the outline? If you are trying to prepare yourself adequately for this AP exam, then you need to practice writing as much as possible. Practice writing DBQ style questions as much as possible. So this is one of those things. If you're taking this seriously, you should be writing the entire essay. If you're not taking it seriously, then you can just write an outline. Um, so I'm giving you guys this flexibility. Um, it's up to you to decide what you want to do. I'm not going to force you to write a whole essay when you're not committed to this. So these practice DBQs are for your benefit. Your grade is based on effort completion, so don't feel like you need to go hunt down the perfect DBQ and spend 5 hours doing it. No, I want you to time yourself. I want you to give yourself 60 minutes and practice writing under pressure and practice the skills that we've been doing all year. It's not about the final it's not about the final product being perfect. So don't spend 3 hours writing the perfect DBQ. It's about practicing the skills in the scenario that you're going to have to do it on the AP exam. So we'll treat all DBQs like the AP exam. You can do open note, open book, but the important part of that is keep yourself within that 60 minutes because it's going to go very quickly. Don't spend 15 minutes looking stuff up unless you have that much time at the end after having written the entire thing. So shoot for using 6 out of 7 documents in your argument and doing the HIP analysis for 3 of those documents. This is on our old rubric. I will give you next week. We'll have some of the DBQs that match the modified rubric. I've also assigned all the perfectly aligned DBQ prompts available on AP Classroom, meaning they're the ones that match the same style that we expect now. So there are 9 of them. Attempt as many of them as you can. I'll also publish the scoring guide so that you can check yourself, but you can also give or send those essays to me, and I'll give you feedback if that's what you want. So that is week 1. So you have Homefront DBQ, which is posted here. So you'll create another document and answer the DBQ there. So I recommend doing it online to practice typing your DBQ. Evaluate the extent of change in the domestic United States during the Second World War from 1939 to 1945. So you've got 7 documents here. This is focused obviously on the home front, the social side of World War II, which is what AP focuses on in wars, is the social and political side, not the military. So these are your 2 assignments. DBQ, you can outline if you so choose, submit it on here by Sunday, and you will be good to go.